Hello everyone! So in this video, I want to talk about why you should focus on your left hand and how you can practice your left hand to get it up to speed and more in time. So from my experience, actually my own experience included, so when people say that they have trouble executing certain, say, picking lick, whether it's, or... So whenever they say they have problem executing these picking licks, they think they have a problem with their right hand, but in reality, it's because their left hand cannot keep up. And usually the answer is to work on your left hand a little bit more first. And I will also talk about the right hand in a later video, but again in this video I'm gonna just talk about your left hand, your fret hand, if you're left-handed. All right. So anyway, so let's take a simple lick, relatively simple lick. So 3, 5, 7 on the low E, and then same frets on A. All right. And what you can do with a lick like that is that you can just simply use your left hand to make sound out of it first. So I would just practice. Perhaps a simple way to get started is to pick the first note and do hammer-on version of the same thing. So instead of practicing like that, I think it's really helpful to go for something like this first. Do a hammer-on version. Because that way you are playing the lick and it's not too different from what we're doing musically speaking. And I would try to get it in time. And while I practice, I try to make sure my left hand's not like exerting too much unnecessary pressure on the fretboard. And I would try to make sure like my forearm here, my fingers here, my palm, my wrist, they're all relaxed. All right. And if you think about it, like the electric guitar is like a usually if you have the guitar set up right, the electric guitar set up right, the tension, the action, that is the distance between the string and the fretboard, it's really close, and it doesn't take much tension or force to press the string down. All right. So again, first step would be to go for something like this. Make sure to be in time. Ideally, if you have a lick that you need to pull off, for example, the lick that I just did. So that one's from Technical Difficulties, from one of my earlier tutorial videos, so check that one out if you haven't learned it yet. So ideally, you want to be able to play the whole thing with just your left hand. So something like... All right. And so that's the first step. Second step is to go no pick, meaning you need to be able to do this, what we call hammer-on from nowhere. I think like a fusion guitar player, Greg Howe, coined that term. So basically what you do is you hammer on with your first finger, and my personal advice would be to try to simply hammer on from the position of touching the string. So I'm not doing this. Instead, I'm already touching the string and just press down from that point. All right. So you may want to get used to this. And for a pattern like this, what you want to do is something like this at the beginning. Just 3 notes. All right. Practice that a lot till you don't have to think about it. All right. And now at one note. when you change strings. All right. So a lot of people have problems when you change string, and one of the reasons is the first finger is not keeping up. So you want to be able to get this note here in time with just your left hand. So you can just practice your first finger. Alright, and then do that thing again. Also, one thing that I find really useful is to practice at various levels of dynamics. And mostly I'll focus on practicing really soft, you know, and so that way my hand is almost like sticking to the strings all the time, really close to the fretboard all the time. And when at the pick, there wouldn't be much adjustment. So let's see, kind of the end result that I want to see. And usually I would practice with a pattern like this. So the pattern itself plus one note. So whatever makes sense rhythmically. Something like that. Alright. And I would do that a lot with just my left hand. And after that, after doing that for a while, you should feel that your left hand is much more adept. Alright, much more agile, and you would feel more confident in general. And then when you etch your pick, it's like the task is so much easier. Alright, so work on your left hand. Make sure it can, your left hand can just do most of the things on its own in time before you etch your right hand. Alright, and hope you like this video. And like and subscribe if you find these useful. Alright, thanks for watching.